Fire Ned, first cast. You can see the Ned right in the corner of its mouth over here. Nice, nice.
Really nice trout.
Boy, he doesn't get too tangled up over here. There he goes.
Oh, he almost hit his head on this rock.
He's gonna jump in over here. Hey, look at that. Ned's still on the side of its mouth right there. First cast, didn't even hit. I mean, it just hit the water and he just drilled it. Look at this nice rainbow right here. A canyon lake. Fire Ned, first cast, nice stalker trout.
Well, if you live in Rapid City or you're visiting Rapid City and you haven't been to Canyon Park Lake, you're missing out. This is an absolute phenomenal facility right in the middle of the city. Awesome lake, amazing trout fishing. As a matter of fact, Joe's getting bit like crazy right here. And it's something for everybody. As in, if you want to get on a boat like these guys are out here, you can get on a boat. You want to have a kayak like the person is out there, great. You want to fly fish, get out there, cast a fly. You want to do what we're doing, bait on one rod, lures on another rod, there's a place for you. There's a place for everybody here. Matter of fact, you got beautiful homes surrounding the lake, up in the mountains, amazing scenery, literally minutes from downtown. This is one of the best urban trout fisheries in the United States. Yes, I'm going to say it, we're going to get you a lot of hate for that, but it is. We fish everywhere. And the facilities, combined with the cleanliness, the safeness, and having such an awesome fishery in town, makes it a place that belongs on your bucket list.
Quick switch to
that's a good fish,
fire tube and drilled them. It was on the fall, using a casting bubble, 4-pound fluoro, to a white and pink fire tube, and just letting it drop down. The little brother over there following in.
Came in to investigate. Jesus.
Oh. There we go, nice fish.
I was almost about to sing, I wish I was a little bit taller.
I wish I was a little taller.
Sit.
Settle. Look at this nice fish here in Rapid City, right in the middle of town, Canyon Lake, using a fire tube. Just incredible fishery, the way they stock these large fish. It's been awesome. Fire tube, you can see the tube right in its mouth there. Nice. Come over here. Fighter. Come on, buddy. I wish. There we go.
You know what that looks like? Flip that over and take a look. Does that look like one of those coral salmon?
All right, let me show you the setup I had for fire tubes and fire nets today. Very simple setup if you've used a fly and bubble combination before. So I'm using this to be able to get out some distance and to really work on the depth as far as on my end too. So what I've got here is a casting bubble. You can see that it's one you can add water to, give it some weight, slides up and down the line. So you can see it actually moving up and down the line. So what that does is on the other end, I've got a 4-foot leader onto a barrel swivel. And what I've got on the end right here is my fire tube. So on the fire tube, when it actually falls in the water and starts working its way down, I can actually let it fall further than the leader because of the weight of the tube and weight of the barrel swivel. I can get it down to 10 feet if I wanted to. So I'm getting above the weeds and getting strikes that way. So I'm using that for fire tubes and for fire nets. So for the fire nets, same setup, same everything on it. Here's our fire net kit. So same situation, just using a pre-rigged fire net and hooking it on the end of the line and working it the same way, letting it drop down with that split tail like that, and it has a ton of action. Float just went under. Another fire tube hit. That one's that's a nice looking rainbow there.
Yeah.
Every one of them on the drop. It's been on the drop.
I wonder why they want the white like that.
White with that pink tail, and it's just that action. We get some fire bait out. Hopefully the fire bait picks up a little bit on the bite, but we went to this because it seemed like a reactionary bite.
There's his boy right there.
Here's buddy right there. Oh yeah, that's a nice looking rainbow.
Easy, buddy. Easy.
Settle.
You're gonna go home. You're gonna go home. Just settle down. Easy.
Fire tube right in the nose. Just talking about the fire bait bite, and it slowed down. Switch colors. Went to peach garlic. First cast, it was 30 seconds in the water and hooked up. Look at that. I think it's fighting hard. It's a nice fish. I mean, 2 pounds again, probably. Right, 1.5, 2 pounds. Fat fish. Look at that. Nice one. reeling this one in, and my other rod right there just got tapped also. So this one's on atomic garlic.
Luckily, guess who has a license for once? I could grab that one if I need to.
And you might have to. You just left. It just moved. Hold on a second. Let it get drilled.
Hello. Get in the net.
Oh,
Just
another nice fish. Look at that.
Nice trout.
Look at this thing. Man, it's a fatty too. It's not very long, but he's a fatty. Let me cover with you the way I'm setting up fire bait today. So I'm not using an egg sinker and a typical Carolina rig like we usually use. I needed to have the ability to adjust the leader length because there's so many weeds in this lake. So I didn't know if I needed a 3 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot. I wanted to get it right above the weeds, and that's what I kind of worked with. So what I ended up doing is using split shots where I can slide it up and down the main line. So I'm using just an 8-pound main line, and actually no leader, no nothing, just using that with an actual size 10 fire hook. Let me show you the setup that I've got. So off my main line, all I've got are 3 split shots tied onto, actually crimped onto the line, and I can slide them back and forth to get the right adjustment of depth. Started at 2 feet, I was getting weeded up with no bites, went to 3, stopped at 4, finally started getting some bites. And I had to switch up on firebait also. I started out with rainbow, garlic salmon egg, I was not getting hits on it. Switch over to peach, first cast, get hit. Atomic garlic, first cast, got hit. So you can see this thing as far as those split shots, and I've got a long leader, and I'm able to cast it out there. You can see it there to a size 10 fire hook. Single hook, not a treble. And if I have any issues as far as with the fish trying to release it, if I can't get the hook out, I'll just cut it. It'll end up dissolving as far as with the fish. But these are the 2 colors I was going to as far as atomic garlic and peach garlic. So it makes a big difference having multiple colors with you, just because if one isn't working, you can use the other. So let me show you the peach garlic, and using a fairly decent amount since I am floating a ton of weeds over here. So what I've done, just simple, just get it on the hook, roll it up a little bit, get it into my palm of my hand, and right there at that point, and it's ready to go. Another firebait bite. This is so cool. Man, that looks like a good fish too. Every one of them. What am I saying? Good fish. Every single fish here is a good fish. Oh, another nice fish.
Today's episode of Pautzke Outdoors comes to you from the west end of Rapid City, here at Canyon Lake. Now, this is an actual city park lake that is probably one of the better stocked park lakes in the United States. That's right, they do such a good job stocking trout here in such a small body of water right here in the heart of the city that fishing is normally very good. Now, we came here for the first time and figured it out on our own simply because we believe there's just so many trout here. It didn't matter where you go, you're going to catch fish. Now, congratulations to the city of Rapid City. You have a phenomenal resource here for people. We saw people walking, we saw people running, we saw people riding bikes, we saw kids, we saw parents, we saw grandma and grandpa, we saw great grandma and grandpa out there fishing. There is something for everybody here. Now, you'll also be happy to know that this in the city park is enjoyed by everybody, whether you're on the bank or on a boat. There's docks available, there's piers available, and there's plenty of trout, by the total of almost 10,000 trout. Now, what's interesting is we did hear from the state of South Dakota that most of the trout they stock in here are larger than the average fish, possibly in other places, because there's a great northern pike population here. If they stock small trout, the pike are going to eat them all. So they have to put in fish that are a little bit bigger than what a pike would eat, which means you get to enjoy catching even larger fish. Now, back in 2023, they stocked roughly 10,000 trout here throughout the year, a phenomenal number for such a small lake like this. They also stocked coho. Now, we don't see coho in previous years. We do see them in 2024 when they came in here in the spring. You'll see us catch one right here. Real silvery. They fight really hard. Boy, are they fun to catch. Now, those fish don't come from Cleghorn Hatchery down the street like the rainbows do. They come from somewhere on the east side of the state. Regardless, you're going to have a great time trying to catch those off one of the docks here. Now, we fished several areas. You saw us fish the inlet. Inlet can be very good even in the heat of summer when the cool water comes out of Rapid Creek right into this lake. And then we fished some of the docks. The docks and the piers are available for everybody to come down here and enjoy fishing as well. We caught fish on several baits, okay? The basically best bait we used was peach garlic and atomic garlic fire bait. You guys can get those at Walmart in town. You can get them at Bass Pro in town, hopefully other places here in the future. We also used a white fire tube and a white fire net. Those, you got to go to Walmart, unfortunately. But let me tell you something. They worked instantly. The trout just were attracted to those. You see visual footage from the air here of what this place looks like when you're fishing a float like we did. And let me tell you, this place is on the list of anybody that's vacationing in the area because it's a perfect place to bring your family, have a great setting, and an excellent opportunity to catch trout and some coho right here in the heart of the Black Hills. Pautzke products are available at sporting goods stores near you. If you can't find the specific color, size that you want, make sure to go to Pautzke.com. And as a thank you for watching Pautzke Outdoors, we're going to show you a coupon code to be used for 10% off your next order.